Hey, you guys. So, today we are continuing our journey of opinion writing. And just get us situated. Okay. So, today I want to teach you that your thesis statement is not enough to convince people to change. So, I could go around shouting, keep the school clean, keep the school clean. But that's not going to do it. I need to be smart about my topic and give people information that convinces them to actually listen to me. That means I need evidence to prove my thesis. So, thinking back to trimester 2, when you write information books, you gather information to teach people. Well, when you write opinion books, you gather evidence to convince people. So, we're gathering evidence to try to convince our readers. So, you're going to need to gather this evidence and really know a lot about your opinion. You can't just tell us that this is your opinion and not give us anything more than that. You need to have a lot to say about it so that people will listen to you and be convinced. So here's our little detective. Evidence is important so you can convince others, meaning that you need to state your problem. But if you can't tell us why that's a problem, I don't know. How are you going to convince your readers, right? So, where do I start? Well, first, you need to create a thesis, which is a brave, bold statement. Remember, your thesis is your first sentence that really hooks or draws in the reader. It makes them say, oh my goodness, this is going to be a good one. I need to read this book. So, my thesis is for the one that we are using as our class speech. We should all work together to keep our schools cleaner and to stop littering. Okay? Well, why? Why should we do that? One way to collect evidence is to gather all that you already know. So now that I wrote that thesis, I really have to gather everything that I already know about that. When we gather everything we know about a topic and we write it down, we don't just write about it and then not think about the organization. I want you guys to always think about organization, but it's not your main priority right now. So let's look at our class speech on keeping the school clean. So this is what we have so far. Help keep the school cleaner. So my problem is that we need to keep our schools cleaner. But here are some things that I've been thinking about. Why are these problems, right? I was thinking, why do we need to keep our school clean? And some ideas popped up. So I thought about kids littering. They think it's a problem. I see garbage in the hallway all the time. The custodians tell me how dirty it is. And also, the saddest thing is I see people walk past garbage on the floor like all the time. So I wrote about what the problems are, and that's evidence right there. So this is my evidence. Now, I can also write about how to solve this problem. So, what are the solutions that I can think of? Well, let me tell you, I have a lot of them, and I have them jotted down on my notebook. But I want you to think right now, what are some things that I could use as a solution to this problem? I'm going to give you 1 minute, not even a full minute. 5 seconds. Okay, so maybe we could use some of our leadership roles to get into, making sure that our whole school is clean as a team effort. I don't know. There's so many things we could do, but that was just one of my solutions right now to give you guys an example. So because my thesis is about a problem, I collected everything I knew about the first problem, and then I started thinking about my solutions. So I know I told you guys that you could also write about your opinion, a noteworthy person, right? Well, you would write first about the problem so that maybe you think that the person doesn't get enough appreciation and why that's a problem to you. And then you could write about the solution, ways that you would suggest people could honor that person more. So today we've already talked about how just normal problems that we see that we know that we could find solutions to for our opinion writing. And then if we wanted to continue writing about that noteworthy person or a new one, and then thinking about those reasons about problems and solutions within that too. So your job today, you're going to use your writing time to write all that you know about your subject. You will need to, number one, write about your seed idea that you picked on Tuesday. 2, make sure you have a thesis sentence to introduce your topic. In that thesis, that is where you will state your problem. Number 3, make sure you include evidence for your problem. And after you do, make sure you start to provide some solutions for your problem. Okay? Great job. I'm excited to see what you guys have to say about your problems and what your solutions are. Happy writing.